The alien princess was bare when I entered. Her surprise was evident. The stars above the planet Zephyria glittered like scattered diamonds. Commander Aidan Blake stood on the observation deck of the human exploration ship Odyssey, gazing at the foreign world below. Zephyria was unlike any planet humans had encountered before. Its skies shimmered with shades of violet and teal, and its forests glowed faintly with bioluminescent plants. Every step humans had taken on new worlds had been careful, but this planet seemed alive. It felt aware. "Commander," said Lieutenant Myra, stepping beside him. Her voice was steady, but her eyes betrayed excitement. "Sensors are picking up movement near the central city, something unusual." Aidan nodded. "Let's make contact, but carefully. Remember, first impressions matter." The Odyssey descended slowly, its engines humming softly as it touched down on a flat plateau near a city that looked like it had grown organically from the land. The structures were not built. They seemed to sprout from the ground like enormous, delicate flowers, their surfaces smooth and shimmering in the twilight. Aidan and his team stepped out, feeling the soft, warm air against their skin. The scent of alien flowers and ozone filled their senses, and the soft buzzing of hovering creatures surrounded them. Then, from behind a tall, luminescent structure, a figure appeared. She was tall and regal, moving with a grace that seemed natural to her, not taught. Her skin shimmered slightly under the alien sky, reflecting the light in a way that made her look almost ethereal. She wore a garment that looked like flowing silk, woven from threads that seemed alive, changing color with every movement. Her eyes were wide with curiosity and a hint of surprise. Aidan raised his hand slowly. "Greetings, I am Commander Aidan Blake from Earth. We come in peace." The alien princess blinked, her gaze scanning his face. Her voice was melodic but firm. "I am Princess Lyria of Zephyria." "You enter without warning. Why are you here?" "We mean no harm," Aidan said calmly. "Our mission is exploration, learning, and friendship. We hope to understand your world." Lyria's eyes narrowed slightly, not in anger but in caution. "Many have come seeking power. Humans are new to the stars. Why should I trust you?" Aidan took a careful step forward. "Because we value knowledge and cooperation. We've come to share ideas, not take them." For a moment, silence filled the glowing cityscape. The bioluminescent trees pulsed gently, like they were listening to the conversation. Then Lyria gave a small nod. "Very well, I will allow you to enter the city, but know this, my people are cautious. We protect our home fiercely." The group followed her through the city. Every surface sparkled under the alien light, and soft hums came from the structures themselves, as if the buildings were alive and aware of the visitors. Aidan couldn't help but admire the harmony between the Zephyrians and their world. Everything had a purpose, every movement felt connected. As they walked, Aidan noticed Lyria's surprise was not just at their presence. She seemed fascinated by their appearance, the way their bodies moved, the strange equipment they carried. Humans were unlike anything she had seen, yet there was something in their stance, their confidence that intrigued her. "Tell me," she said, pausing near a bridge that arched over a glowing river, "what is it that makes your kind brave enough to travel so far, to leave your world behind?" Aidan smiled faintly. "Curiosity, I suppose, and hope. Humans always hope for something better, something greater. We don't give up easily." Lyria considered this. Her eyes softened slightly. "Hope, yes, that is rare among those who seek only power." The group reached a central plaza where other Zephyrians gathered. They were cautious, watching the humans with wide, glowing eyes, murmuring among themselves. Aidan could feel the tension in the air. This was a test, and he knew that even a small mistake could ruin the chance for peace. Lyria led them to a circular chamber at the heart of the city. The walls pulsed with soft light and floating platforms hovered in the air, allowing easy movement for those inside. Here, she addressed her people. "These are visitors from another world. They come in peace. We will learn from them as they learn from us." The Zephyrians murmured, some stepping closer, some retreating cautiously. Aiden stepped forward. "Thank you, Princess Lyria. I understand your caution. We wish to learn, to share, and to build trust. If you allow us, we hope to exchange knowledge about our worlds, our science, and our cultures." One elder stepped forward, bowing slightly. "Humans are unusual, brave, yes, but also reckless. If your hearts are pure, perhaps we will learn together." Aiden nodded respectfully. "We will do our best to honor your trust." Lyria studied him, her expression unreadable. Then, unexpectedly, she smiled faintly. "I did not expect this. Perhaps your kind has something to teach us after all." Just as Aiden was about to respond, a sudden vibration ran through the city. The glowing buildings flickered and the air shimmered as though charged with electricity. Aiden instinctively reached for his communicator. "What is happening?" he asked. Lyria's eyes widened. "Something approaches, something dangerous." From the horizon, dark shapes moved swiftly, casting shadows over the glowing forests. Their forms were massive, and their presence radiated hostility. The Zephyrians stepped back, their glow dimming as fear rippled through the plaza. Aiden's mind raced. "We're here to help," he said. "Tell me what we're facing." "They are called the Shard Raiders," Lyria explained quickly. "They have attacked our outer settlements before. If they reach the city, many will be lost." Aiden glanced at his team. "We can't let that happen. Humans have a way of handling unexpected challenges. We'll help you defend your city." Lyria's surprise was evident again. Her eyes flickered with a mix of fear and curiosity. You would fight with us?" "Of course," Aiden said firmly. "We came in peace, but peace sometimes requires courage." The humans moved quickly, assessing the terrain, scanning the incoming threat, and positioning defensive equipment. Lyria watched, amazed at their efficiency and teamwork. Every human had a role, and they executed it with calm determination. The first of the Shard Raiders appeared over the horizon, monstrous silhouettes with jagged limbs and glowing eyes. But the humans were ready. They coordinated with the Zephyrians, creating barriers of light and energy, directing the city's defenses, and preparing for the inevitable clash. Lyria stood beside Aiden on the observation platform, her earlier surprise now transformed into admiration. "Your kind, you are unlike anything I imagined, brave, clever, and unyielding." Aiden gave a small, confident smile. "That's humanity. We adapt, we endure, and we fight for what is right." As the first Shard Raiders approached, the humans and Zephyrians prepared to defend the city together. It was the beginning of an unexpected alliance, one that would test courage, trust, and ingenuity in ways neither side could yet imagine. The stars above Zephyria seemed to shine brighter, as if acknowledging the spark of unity forming below, a spark that could change the fate of the planet forever. And so, the encounter that began with surprise and caution had now become the first step in an epic story of trust, bravery, and the unyielding spirit of humanity. The sky above Zephyria darkened as the Shard Raiders approached, their massive forms cutting through the violet and teal clouds like jagged shadows. Commander Aiden Blake's heart pounded, but his expression remained calm. He had faced danger before, yet nothing like this. An unknown species, far stronger and faster than any terrestrial threat. But humans had a way of turning fear into action, and Aiden intended to prove it once again. "Positions, everyone," he barked. Lieutenant Myra quickly organized the team. Some activated portable energy shields, others set up tactical scanners. Aiden moved to coordinate with Princess Lyria, who stood on the platform above the city, her face pale but determined. "We don't have much time," Lyria shouted over the rising wind. "The Shard Raiders are faster than they look," Aiden nodded. "Then we'll be faster." The first of the Shard Raiders landed on the outskirts of the city with a bone-rattling thud. The ground trembled beneath them. They were enormous, their limbs sharp like crystalline blades, and their eyes glowed with a fierce red light. The Zephyrians froze, unsure whether to flee or fight. Hold the line, Aiden commanded. Humans don't back down and neither will you. The humans moved like a well-oiled machine. Portable energy barriers formed instantly, separating the Shard raiders from the city's heart. Aiden noticed the creatures hesitated for a moment, unsure how to cross the glowing shields. Now, Lyria, he called, use the city's defenses. The princess pressed her hand against a floating control panel, and beams of light shot from the structures, forming barriers, traps, and guides for the humans. The Shard raiders roared, slashing through the first layers of defense, but the humans were ready. Myra activated a pulse cannon, sending a wave of energy that knocked two raiders off balance. "They're strong," Lyria shouted, astonished. "But you're kind, you are clever," Aiden smiled faintly. "Brains, not just brawn, princess. That's the human way." The battle intensified. One Shard raider leapt toward the humans, its claws sparking as they hit the shields. Aiden rolled forward, planting a device that emitted a high-frequency sound, confusing the creature. It stumbled, leaving an opening for a Zephyrian strike. Lyria watched in awe as humans and Zephyrians worked together seamlessly. "This is remarkable," she muttered, almost to herself. "They fight not with hatred but with strategy and purpose." As the Shard raiders pressed forward, humans adapted quickly. Using a combination of energy traps and coordinated attacks, they drove the creatures back, channeling them toward the outskirts where the terrain was treacherous. The city's floating platforms aided them, giving humans higher ground and better angles for precision attacks. One raider broke through the shield, charging directly toward Aiden. Without hesitation, he activated a grappling hook and swung onto a platform above, avoiding the creature's claws. From above, he dropped a containment net onto the raider, immobilizing it. Lyria's eyes widened. "Incredible, your instincts are unmatched." "Experience," Aiden replied, "and a little luck." The Zephyrians, inspired by the humans' courage, began to fight with renewed energy. They used beams of light to trap the raiders' movements, while the humans targeted weak points in their crystalline armor. Every strike was calculated, every movement precise. Slowly, the tide of battle began to shift, but the Shard raiders were relentless. More of them emerged from the forests surrounding the city, their numbers threatening to overwhelm even the combined forces. Aiden realized they needed a bold plan. "Lyria," he shouted, "we need to lure them away from the city." "Can the central energy conduit amplify our defenses?" "Yes," she replied, determination flickering in her glowing eyes. "But it's risky. If we overcharge it, the conduit could collapse." "Risk is part of the job," Aiden said firmly. "We adapt or we fail. Humans never give up." The princess nodded and guided Aiden to the central conduit. It was a massive structure, glowing with a pulsing energy that ran through the city like a living heart. Carefully, she adjusted the controls while Aiden directed the humans to set traps along the raiders' path. The plan was simple but dangerous. The conduit would emit a massive energy pulse, creating a corridor that would funnel the raiders into a trap. Timing had to be perfect. "Now!" Aiden shouted. The conduit unleashed a blinding surge of energy. The Shard raiders roared in anger and confusion, forced to retreat into the designated trap zone. Humans and Zephyrians sprang into action, striking with precision. The creatures were contained, immobilized by energy nets and barriers, unable to reach the city. Lyria gasped. I have never seen anything like this. Your people, they are extraordinary." Aiden wiped sweat from his brow. "We do what's necessary, but it's not just me, it's all of us working together. That's what makes humans strong." The last of the raiders struggled, but the combined efforts of humans and Zephyrians brought them down. The city was safe, for now. The glow of the bioluminescent structures returned to its calm rhythm, and the citizens slowly emerged from hiding, staring in awe at the newcomers who had defended their home. Lyria approached Aiden, her eyes shining with respect. You are more than I imagined." Not just brave, but clever and disciplined. Your people, they are worthy allies. Aiden nodded. Thank you, Princess. But it was your city and your people who guided us. We just followed the path you showed us. For the first time, Lyria smiled genuinely. Perhaps this meeting was fate. Perhaps humans and Zephyrians were meant to meet, to fight together, and to learn from each other. The humans helped tend to the wounded Zephyrians, sharing techniques for healing and care. Though the battle had been intense, it had forged a bond between the two species, an unspoken trust that would last far longer than the day's fight. As night fell over Zephyria, the stars above seemed brighter than ever. The city's glow reflected off the forests and rivers, creating a serene image that contrasted with the chaos of the day. Aiden and Lyria stood on a platform overlooking the city, watching as the Zephyrians celebrated quietly, thankful for their survival. You fought with honor and intelligence, Lyria said softly. Humans, you inspire hope. Perhaps our worlds are not so different after all. Aiden smiled. Different, yes, but when we work together, the difference doesn't matter. Courage, hope, and trust, those are universal. The night air was filled with quiet anticipation. Though the battle was over, Aiden knew that Zephyria held many more challenges. There would be tests, mysteries, and dangers, but humans were ready. They had faced the unknown and prevailed. And now, with allies like Lyria and her people, the possibilities were endless. And so the first clash ended not just in victory, but in a beginning, a new alliance between humanity and Zephyria, a spark that promised exploration, understanding, and the unbreakable strength of the human spirit. The morning light on Zephyria was soft, painting the city in shades of gold and violet. After the battle with the Shard Raiders, the city was quiet but tense. Commander Aiden Blake and his team had earned the trust of Princess Lyria, but both knew the danger was far from over. The Shard Raiders had only been the beginning. We need to understand Zephyria better, Aiden said, walking through the glowing streets with Lyria by his side. If more of the raiders are coming or something worse, we need to be ready. Lyria nodded. There are areas of Zephyria even my people have never fully explored. Ancient structures, hidden chambers, secrets that may hold answers. Aiden's curiosity sparked. Then that's where we start. The princess led them to a part of the city that seemed older than the rest. Here, the glowing buildings were more elaborate, with intricate patterns carved into their surfaces. The light within the structures pulsed slowly like a heartbeat. A soft hum filled the air, almost musical. It was alive. These are the old chambers, Lyria explained. They were built by our ancestors, long before we learned to coexist with the planet. Some say they contain knowledge or artifacts that are very powerful, but dangerous if misused. Aiden's team exchanged looks. Danger was nothing new to humans, and the possibility of discovering advanced alien technology excited them. We'll be careful, he promised. They entered one of the chambers, the air cool and tinged with the scent of unknown minerals. Light followed their movements, glowing brighter as they walked further inside. Strange symbols covered the walls, symbols that seemed to shift subtly, almost as if they were alive. This is incredible, said Lieutenant Myra, scanning the walls with her devices. The energy readings here are off the charts. Whatever these chambers are, they're powerful. Suddenly, the floor beneath them shifted. Panels moved aside, revealing a staircase descending into darkness. Aiden held up a hand. Everyone stay close. It's probably safe, but we don't know what's down there. The team descended carefully. The deeper they went, the more intense the energy readings became. Sparks of light danced along the walls, illuminating carvings of alien creatures, landscapes, and even star systems that were unfamiliar to humans. This looks like a map, Myra said, pointing at the symbols, or a record of their history. Lyria studied the carvings closely. It is both. The old chambers preserve our knowledge, including our history with the Shard Raiders. My ancestors tried to defend the planet long before humans arrived, but they never succeeded fully. Aiden frowned. Then maybe we can help. Humans have a way of thinking differently. Maybe together we can find a solution that works. As they ventured deeper, they reached a massive chamber at the center. A pedestal stood in the middle, glowing with energy. On it rested a crystalline orb, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. "This is the heart of Zephyria," Lyria whispered. "It holds the energy of the planet and with it, great power, but it can also attract danger. That is why the Shard Raiders found us so quickly. They sensed the energy." Aiden approached the orb cautiously. "Can it be used to defend the city, or even drive the raiders away?" Lyria shook her head. "It cannot be used lightly. The energy is delicate. Misuse could destroy the city or worse, the planet itself." Myra studied the orb with her scanner. "There's a pattern here. Energy flows through specific channels. If we understand it, maybe we can create a controlled defense without harming the planet." Aiden nodded. "Then that's what we'll do, together." For hours, humans and Zephyrians worked side by side, deciphering the energy patterns of the heart of Zephyria. Aiden's team used their technology to map the energy flows, while Lyria and her people guided them, showing how the channels connected to the city's defenses. "This is amazing," Lyria said, watching humans work with tools she had never seen before. "You have an ability to adapt quickly to understand what seems impossible. Humans learn fast when survival is at stake," Aiden replied with a grin, "and we like solving puzzles." As they worked, a sudden vibration shook the chamber. The walls hummed more loudly and the orb's glow intensified. Aiden held up his hand. "Everyone, stand back. Something is coming." From the shadows, a massive Shard Raider appeared, larger than any they had seen before. Its body radiated energy and it seemed drawn toward the orb. The humans and Zephyrians froze. The creature was intelligent, perhaps sensing the heart's power. "We have to stop it," Lyria said. "But we cannot harm the orb." Aiden quickly assessed the situation. "Then we use strategy, not force. Humans can trap it." They set up a network of energy barriers, carefully guiding the raider toward a containment field that could hold it without harming the heart. The creature struggled, its crystalline limbs thrashing against the barriers. Sparks flew and the chamber shook. "Keep it steady," Aiden shouted. "Do not let it touch the orb," Lyria focused, directing energy through the city's systems to reinforce the chamber's defenses. Myra monitored the barriers, adjusting frequencies to match the raider's movements. Slowly, methodically, they guided the creature into the trap. With one final push, the raider was contained, unable to move but unharmed. The orb's glow returned to normal, pulsing gently as if relieved. Lyria exhaled deeply. I have never seen anyone act with such precision and courage. You humans, you are extraordinary," Aiden smiled. "It's not just us, it's all of us working together. That's what makes humans and Zephyrians strong." For the first time, Lyria felt a deep sense of hope. Perhaps this alliance could not only protect Zephyria, but also help her people reach their true potential. Humans brought ingenuity, courage, and adaptability, qualities that complemented Zephyrians' connection to their world. As they prepared to leave the chamber, Lyria led them to another passage, hidden behind a glowing wall. "There is more to Zephyria than even the heart. The planet itself has secrets, places where knowledge and technology are stored. I believe you humans can help us unlock them." Aiden's eyes lit up. "Then that's what we do. Every mystery we uncover is another step toward keeping this planet safe and learning something new for humanity as well." As they walked through the hidden passage, the walls shifted and glowed, revealing a vast underground network. Strange plants, ancient machines, and glowing pools of energy lined the corridors. Every step felt like stepping into history and into the future at the same time. "This place, it's alive," Myra said softly, touching a wall that pulsed beneath her fingers. "The energy flows everywhere. It's incredible," Lyria nodded. The planet is more than just land and sky. It is a living, thinking being. It responds to those who respect it and it tests those who do not. Aiden glanced at his team. Then we make sure it sees us as allies. Humans have a way of earning trust, even from planets. The hours passed as they explored, discovering chambers filled with knowledge about Zephiria's history, the Shard Raiders, and even hints of other alien civilizations. Each discovery strengthened the bond between humans and Zephirians, and each challenge tested their ability to work together. By the time they emerged from the underground network, the sun was setting over Zephyria. The sky glowed in brilliant shades of violet and gold, reflecting off the city's buildings and the forests beyond. Lyria turned to Aiden. I have seen courage, ingenuity, and heart today. Humans, you are unlike anything I imagined. Perhaps together we can face any danger, even the Shard Raiders themselves. Aiden nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility and the thrill of possibility. One challenge at a time, Princess. But with allies like you and your people, I believe we can face anything. And as the stars began to shine over Zephyria once again, a quiet sense of hope settled over the city. The planet had tested the humans, and in return, it had accepted them as allies. Together, they had survived, and together, they would uncover the secrets that lay beneath the glowing surface of Zephyria. The story of humans and Zephyrians was only beginning, and the future promised adventures, discoveries, and challenges that would test the courage and ingenuity of both species. The following morning, Zephyria glowed with an unusual calm. The city had survived the Shard Raiders' initial attack, and humans and Zephyrians were growing accustomed to working together. Commander Aiden Blake stood on the observation platform with Princess Lyria, scanning the horizon. Despite the quiet, he could feel a tension in the air. Something isn't right, Aiden said, his voice low but firm. The raiders attacked before, but this calm, it doesn't feel natural. Lyria nodded. I feel it too. The heart of Zephyria is stable, yet there is a disturbance in the outer forests. It is as if something waits, observing. Aiden clenched his fists. Then we find it before it finds us. The humans and Zephyrians began to prepare. While some reinforced the city's defenses, others ventured into the surrounding forests to investigate. The trees here were taller and denser than in the city, their trunks glowing faintly, casting long, strange shadows. The air was thick with energy, making every step feel heavy and significant. As they moved deeper, Lieutenant Myra activated her sensors. Commander, the readings are unusual. There's a massive energy surge ahead, something larger than the raiders we've encountered. Aiden's eyes narrowed. Then this is our challenge. Stay alert. We don't know what we're dealing with yet. They reached a clearing where the energy was concentrated. Towering over the trees was a massive crystalline structure pulsing with light. Its jagged spires extended into the sky, radiating an intense energy that caused the ground to vibrate beneath their feet. Lyria gasped. This is the Shard Spire. It is their base, and it has been dormant for centuries. The raiders are only their scouts. Whoever controls this spire is far more powerful. Aiden studied the structure, formulating a plan. Then we need to know what we're up against before we fight. Myra, scan the spire's energy signature. Find weak points or entrances. Myra worked quickly, her scanner sweeping over the spire. There's a central chamber near the base. The energy there is immense, but it seems unstable. If we can access it, we might be able to shut down or control the spire without destroying it and without endangering the planet. Aiden nodded. Then that's our mission. Lyria, can your people guide us safely inside? Yes, she said firmly, but it will be dangerous. The spire reacts to intruders. It tests those who enter. Together, humans and Zephyrians approached the spire. As they drew near, the ground trembled and the spire's light pulsed, almost as if aware of their presence. A low, resonant hum filled the air, vibrating through their bones. "This thing, it's alive," Myra whispered, "or at least intelligent enough to sense us." Aiden raised his hand. "Then we must be smarter than it. Humans adapt, we survive. And we find solutions when others see only obstacles." They entered the spire through a concealed passage at its base. The interior was dark but illuminated by glowing veins of energy running along the walls. The air felt thick with power, and every step echoed loudly. Strange symbols lined the walls, similar to those in the old chambers, but these pulsed with energy and seemed to move subtly when observed. "This place, it's different," Lyria said quietly. "It is a fortress and a network. Whoever built it, probably the Shard leaders, combined technology and energy in ways even my people cannot fully comprehend." Aiden moved forward, scanning the walls. "Then we need to be cautious. No rushing in. Every step matters." They advanced toward the central chamber. As they entered, the spire reacted. Energy surged through the floor, forming barriers and shifting platforms that forced them to move quickly and carefully. The structure tested their intelligence and reflexes. Aiden led the team, giving commands calmly and decisively, while Myra calculated patterns to predict the spire's movements. "This is incredible," Lyria murmured. "You're kind, you think differently. Humans see opportunities in danger. I have never seen anyone move so swiftly, so accurately." Aiden gave a small smile. "It's not luck. It's training, observation, and cooperation, and we have to protect our allies." They reached the core of the spire, a chamber dominated by a massive crystalline orb similar to the heart of Zephyria, but darker, pulsating with a menacing red glow. Around it, Shard raiders moved strategically, guarding the structure. "There," Aiden whispered. "That's the source of their energy. If we can disrupt it, we can weaken them." Lyria studied the orb carefully. "It is connected to the spire, but it is dangerous. Any direct attack could destabilize the energy and harm the planet." Aiden thought quickly. "Then we don't attack directly. Humans can use misdirection. We'll create a chain reaction to weaken their hold on the orb while keeping the energy contained." The team set to work. Humans positioned energy-dampening devices, while Zephyrians manipulated the spire's natural energy flows. Together, they coordinated a delicate operation, balancing power, timing, and strategy. The orb pulsed violently as the raiders sensed the interference. They attacked, but humans and Zephyrians moved with precision, avoiding direct confrontation and focusing on controlling the environment instead. Every decision mattered. One misstep could destroy the spire, or worse, harm Zephyria itself. Finally, with a coordinated surge of energy, the orb's power weakened, the spire's light dimming slightly. The raiders faltered, their movements slower and less coordinated. Aiden saw an opening. "Now!" he shouted. The humans and Zephyrians pushed forward, reinforcing the containment fields. The spire's energy flowed back into controlled channels, and the orb's red glow shifted to a calmer, neutral light. The Shard raiders, sensing defeat, retreated toward the upper levels of the spire, leaving the intruders in control of the core. Lyria breathed heavily, awe in her eyes. I cannot believe this. You humans, your strategy, your courage, it saved us without destroying the spire." "That is extraordinary," Aiden nodded. "It's teamwork, Princess. We adapt, we think, and we act together. That's the human way." The humans helped Zephyrians stabilize the spire's energy, ensuring it would not harm the planet or anyone nearby. Myra monitored the channels carefully, while Lyria and her people redirected energy flows to strengthen the city's defenses. As they emerged from the spire, the sun was setting over Zephyria, casting long shadows across the forests. The city below glowed softly, a symbol of the alliance and determination that had carried them through yet another challenge. "You have proven yourselves," Lyria said, her voice filled with respect. "Humans are unlike any species I have encountered. You inspire courage and hope." Aiden glanced at the city and the forests beyond. "We did it together. That's the important part. Humans have strength, but it is multiplied when we work with others, especially allies as capable as you and your people. As night fell, the stars above Zephyria seemed brighter, reflecting off the glowing city and the forests beyond. The humans and Zephyrians had faced danger, adapted, and succeeded. But Aiden knew this was only one challenge in a much larger journey. The shard spire is weakened, he said, but the raiders are not gone. They will regroup and perhaps other dangers will come. We must be ready for anything. Lyria nodded, her eyes filled with determination. And with humans by our side, we will face it. Together, we can protect Zephyria, and perhaps even learn more about the universe beyond our stars. Aiden looked up at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility, but also the thrill of possibility. Humanity had faced the unknown and proven their courage and ingenuity once again. The story of humans and Zephyrians was only growing. Each challenge, each discovery, strengthened the bond between them and tested their resolve. And with every step, the future promised more danger, more adventure, and more opportunities for humans to show why they were a species worthy of respect, hope, and admiration. And so, under the shimmering skies of Zephyria, the Alliance prepared for what would come next, a test of courage, intelligence, and trust that would define the fate of the planet and the legacy of humanity in the stars. The night over Zephyria was quiet, but Commander Aiden Blake knew it was only a calm before the storm. The humans and Zephyrians had weakened the shard spire, but the remaining raiders were regrouping, and Aiden sensed that their leader, an enormous, cunning creature, was preparing a final assault. "We can't let them reach the city again," Aiden said, standing on a high observation platform with Princess Lyria. "If they attack with full strength, Zephyria could be destroyed." Lyria's eyes glowed with determination. "We will protect our home, Commander." "Humans and Zephyrians together are stronger than any enemy," Aiden nodded. "Then we fight smart. We plan, adapt, and strike at the right moment. That is how humans survive and win." The Alliance quickly began preparations. Zephyrians reinforced the city's energy shields, while humans set up advanced sensors, barriers, and tactical devices. Every street, bridge, and building became part of a defensive network. The team also trained civilians to take refuge and assist where they could. The city was alive with energy, a glowing testament to cooperation and courage. By dawn, the Shard Raiders emerged from the forests, more numerous and aggressive than ever. Towering forms moved swiftly, their red eyes gleaming with malice. The humans and Zephyrians held their positions, calm yet ready. "Steady," Aiden said. "Observe, adapt, and strike where they are weakest." The first wave of raiders charged, crashing against the energy shields. The humans activated precision pulse cannons, sending waves of energy that slowed the creatures without harming them irreversibly. Zephyrians coordinated light barriers that redirected the attackers, guiding them into traps carefully set by humans. "This is incredible," Lyria said, watching Aiden's teamwork. "Your tactics, your teamwork, it is extraordinary. Humans are clever and fearless." Aiden gave a small, confident smile. "We fight with our heads as much as our hands. That is the human way." The battle escalated. Raiders attempted to bypass the defenses, leaping over walls and smashing barriers. But humans adapted instantly, recalibrating their devices and creating new traps on the fly. One raider broke through a barrier, charging toward a group of civilians, but Aiden acted quickly. Using a grappling device, he swung into position and redirected the creature's path into a containment field. "Humans are amazing," Lyria exclaimed, her eyes wide with admiration. "They never give up, and they never act without thought." The humans continued to coordinate with Zephyrians, creating a moving network of energy fields, traps, and channels to control the battlefield. Every raider that approached the city was intercepted, slowed, or redirected, minimizing harm and damage. But then a terrifying roar echoed across the city. The leader of the Shard Raiders appeared, a monstrous being, larger and more intelligent than all others, its crystalline body radiating immense energy. It moved deliberately, avoiding traps, its eyes fixed on the heart of Zephyria. "It's coming for the heart," Lyria shouted, panic in her voice. Aiden's mind raced. "Then we need a new plan. Humans never panic, they act." Myra analyzed the spire's energy channels and find a way to weaken it. Myra worked frantically, scanning the leader's energy signature and the heart's connections. "Commander, there's a channel. If we overload it just enough, we can disrupt its energy without harming the heart." "Perfect," Aiden said. "Lyria, can your people help us channel the energy?" "Yes," Lyria replied, her determination unwavering. "We will combine our power with yours. Together, we can protect Zephyria." They moved to the heart of Zephyria, connecting human devices to the city's energy network. Lyria and her people manipulated the flows, guiding the energy toward a controlled surge. The leader raider roared, sensing the disturbance, and lunged toward the heart. "Now," Aiden shouted. The energy pulse surged, a brilliant wave of light spreading through the city. The leader raider was caught in the channel, its energy destabilized. It thrashed wildly but could not break free. Humans and Zephyrians coordinated every step, ensuring the energy remained controlled and focused. Slowly, the creature weakened, its red glow fading into a dull shimmer. With one final coordinated effort, the leader raider was contained in a massive energy cage, unable to harm the heart or the city. The remaining raiders, seeing their leader trapped, retreated into the forests. Their attack ended. The city erupted in cheers. Zephyrians glowed brighter than ever, their gratitude and awe directed at the humans who had fought beside them. Lyria approached Aiden, her eyes shining with respect. "You humans, you have shown courage, intelligence, and heart. You did not just fight, you saved us." "You are extraordinary," Aiden smiled humbly. "It was not just us. It was all of us together. That is the strength of humans and of allies." The Zephyrians helped stabilize the city and heal the wounded. Humans assisted with technology, strengthening barriers, and ensuring the heart of Zephyria remained safe. The collaboration between the two species had saved the planet. As night fell, the city glowed under a sky full of stars. Aiden and Lyria stood together on a platform overlooking the city. The danger had passed, and a sense of hope filled the air. "Your people inspire hope," Lyria said softly. "I never imagined humans could be so brave, so clever, and so devoted to protecting others." Aiden looked at the stars, feeling the weight of what they had achieved. "Humans have always survived against the odds. We endure, we adapt, and we fight for what is right. That is who we are. And when we work with others, there is nothing we cannot accomplish." The alliance between humans and Zephyrians had been tested and proven. Together, they had faced incredible danger, learned to trust each other, and found strength in unity. The story of Zephyria and humanity had become one of courage, intelligence, and hope. In the weeks that followed, humans and Zephyrians explored the planet further. The old chambers revealed more secrets, advanced technologies, and knowledge about the universe beyond. Together, they developed strategies, built defenses, and shared wisdom, creating a bond that would endure for generations. The Shard Raiders were no longer a direct threat, but their presence was a reminder of the dangers lurking in the universe. Yet Aiden knew that with humans and Zephyrians united, no challenge was too great. Lyria turned to him one evening as they watched the city glow. "Your people, they have changed Zephyria, not with power or domination but with courage and wisdom. You inspire us to be better." Aiden placed a hand on her shoulder. "And your people have shown humans that cooperation and respect can achieve things no one could do alone. Together, we are stronger than we ever imagined." The stars above Zephyria shone brighter than ever, reflecting the bond formed on the planet below. It was a symbol of hope, courage, and the power of unity. Humanity had arrived in a new world, not to conquer, but to collaborate, to protect, and to inspire. And so, under the glowing skies of Zephyria, humans and Zephyrians looked to the future together. Adventures, discoveries, and challenges awaited, but the spirit of courage, ingenuity, and hope that humans brought would guide them through any darkness. The story of Zephyria and humanity's place among the stars was only beginning. And one thing was certain: wherever there was danger, uncertainty, or challenge, humans would rise, adapt, and triumph. For in the universe, humanity's greatest strength was not just power or technology. It was courage, intelligence, and the unwavering belief that anything was possible when you fought for what was right. Zephyria would never forget the night humans arrived, not as conquerors, but as heroes. And the stars themselves seemed to shine in celebration of a species that refused to give up, that always found a way, and that could inspire hope across worlds.